All right, so it is 9:05. Thank you all for your patience. I just wanted to allow some extra time for folks to make it into the webinar and get adjusted. But again, welcome. My name is Bethany Mason, and I am the Director of Enrollment for the College of Computing. And so today we have a special group of students who are joining us in the fall. You are coming to us from other institutions, and I'm sure that you all have your respective reasons for seeking out joining us here at the College of Computing. And whatever your reason is, we are happy to have you. So by the end of this presentation, we and you should no longer use the term transfer student. You are just a College of Computing student. So my goal for this presentation is to familiarize you with our curriculum. You may or may not know all of the ins and outs of how we actually get the job done of getting you your undergraduate degree. And also make you aware of everything we have to offer beyond the classroom. There are a host of opportunities for you to enrich your experience, create community, and overall have balance within your time here. So I'm going to take you through some of the many ways to get that done. All right, so I would love to just start with some College of Computing history. So we actually came into existence July 1st, 1990. And at present, we are the second largest computing program in the nation and the first largest computing program at a public university. So that's really important to note. Georgia Tech is a public school, and we are oftentimes compared to our private institution counterparts, but keep in mind that we're actually a public school. Our College of Computing specifically has over 136 faculty members, and one of the hallmark features of our program is that we offer one of the broadest computing programs in the nation. So you actually see our strategic plan from 1991 on the screen, and it might seem outdated, but actually, we show this to let you know that the vision from the 90s is still true today. And you can still see that thread embedded in our curriculum overall. So I'm just going to jump to this part right here where it says, our research activity must push forward the frontiers of basic computer science and selected computing areas in which computer science is a key but not exclusive component. Our real specialty, however, will be in knowing how to effectively mix computer science in other areas. So not only do we offer a broad program, but we pride ourselves on sending students out to other colleges, other organizations, and learning how to mix computer science with other areas. So, as a student within our college, you can definitely expect to take courses with other professors and other colleges because we want you to go and learn from their expertise and bring that back because we think overall it makes you a better computer scientist. This is how our college is made up logistically. It's made up of 5 different schools. So I show you this to let you know that our schools are mainly how we organize the research that happens here and our faculty members. It is not how we organize our students. So all students are College of Computing students, and all students end up taking courses from professors from these different schools within our college, but they're not how we organize you, okay? So you get to benefit from all of these colleges and all of their faculty members, all of the research that's happening to round out your education with us. As you see at the bottom of the screen, you see School of Computing Instruction. And you will not find any school like this anywhere else in the nation, actually. It is a one of one type of school. It is comprised of faculty members who just want to be the best professors and be the best teachers that they can be. So they're not obsessed with getting published or grant money or opening labs or anything like that. They just want to meet you where you are and build a strong foundation as far as your computer science knowledge. So this school is part of the main reason we can say that you can come to us with very limited background knowledge as far as coding. You don't have to come to us having already made an app or anything like that. We will meet you where you are, get you up to speed, and build on that from there. Okay. So I really wanted you all to know about that. We call it SCI, but it stands for the School of Computing Instruction. All right, now here are some facts and rankings about our college. Looking at enrollment from the spring in 2024, we had right over 4,600 undergraduate students. So that's a big number, but we pride ourselves on scaling it appropriately with both our faculty enrollment and the resources available so that we can serve all of our students. So our undergraduate computer science enrollment has more than doubled since 2017, and you can see the increase here. And computer science is actually the #1 major on campus. So just due to that large number, we graduate the most students, we place the most students in full-time positions upon graduation. So we're proud to say that. In our college, we also offer a master's program. So we have right under 13,000 total master's students. Many of those students, almost 12,000 of those students, are online because we have a OMSCS program that stands for the Online Masters in Computer Science program. Not only is it accessible because you can log in at anywhere you are in the world, literally, but it is affordable. So for right around $7,000, you can have a master's degree from Georgia Tech within our college. So it's a popular program for professionals and a popular option for students upon earning their Bachelor of Science degree. We also offer a doctoral program, and we have right under 400 students in our doctoral program on campus. Let's look at rankings. So in 2024, US News Best Colleges ranked us #6 overall for computer systems programs. So for the fourth consecutive year, we were in the top 10 for that area. Bringing you into the fold and welcoming you, we definitely believe that we'll continue to climb in those ranks. For the other subsets of computer science that you see, like cybersecurity, AI, and data analytics, the theme there is that we consistently rank in the top 10 from year to year. As I mentioned, our graduate program is highly renowned and very popular, and overall it ranks #8. All right, so that's a little bit about our rankings and where we stand. Now I want to take you through our degree programs. So, as a student in the COC, there's some lingo for you. So, College of Computing, we also say COC. You can earn a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, or CS, or a Bachelor of Science in Computational Media, and we call that the CM. All right. Regardless of which degree program you choose, what you'll find in common is the threads that are embedded within each of those degree programs. So the next couple of slides will take you through threads and exactly what they are and how they work. But for a BS in computer science, a student is going to choose 2 threads, and there are now 9 options, and that allows for 36 possible degree combinations. All right. For the BS in computational media, you're still choosing 2 threads. One will come from the College of Computing, and then the other one will come from the school, the LMC, the College of Literature, Media, and Communication, or from the College of Design and Music Technology. So that allows for 12 possible degree combinations. You'll hear me say this again, but as you can see, just by the sheer number of possible combinations, no students have mirror experiences in our college, and we're proud to say that. So there are a variety of options and a variety of opinions, right? Based on what threads you choose. Ultimately, threads allow you to pursue your passions, right? We think that when you are passionate about a subject, you're more likely to be invested in it and see it through to the end. So, our degree is highly customizable, allowing you autonomy and freedom to make it what you want it to be. All right, so on the screen, you are looking at the 9 threads that we offer. There is theory, intelligence, info internetworks, systems and architecture, people, media, modeling and simulation, devices, and our latest edition, cybersecurity. Now I'm going to take you through a closer look at the theory, excuse me, at the threads and give you an idea of some of the topics you may end up studying based on the threads that you choose. But before I do that, I want you to take a look at this screen. It's more about the threads, right? So to kind of assuage any concerns that you have, it may feel like a lot of pressure, when we say you're going to choose your threads. A required course for all students to graduate is the 1-hour course CS 1100. So CS 1100 is your in-depth look and introduction to the threads. So there's actually a special section for transfer students, because we know that we're not going to treat you like first year students. We're going to treat you as the professionals that you are, but still get you an adequate analysis of the threads. So you'll take that course, and during that course, you'll hear from current students who are in the different thread options, and they'll take you through why they chose what they did. You'll hear from faculty members who do research in the thread areas to help you make a more informed decision. So I wanted to let you know that. Threads as a whole do not limit where you work in industry. So I told you for computer science, there are 36 possible combinations. We can line up 36 students with the different combinations, and they could all be strong candidates for one software engineering position. Threats are simply a way for you to invest in yourself and pursue your passions. However, all students get the same strong foundational computer science skills. They'll have a variety of internship experiences and co-op experiences, but based on how you brand yourself, all of them will be strong candidates for the same position. Threads can be changed at any time with no penalty. So there is not a limit to how many times you can change. But keep in mind, changing your threads will change your graduation requirements, but that is not considered a penalty. So we are flexible. So you can change your threads up until, your senior year, if that is what you choose to do, and we will support you in that decision. Along with threads, there is no cap on how many students can elect a thread. So that's a common question. We see the thread popularity change just based on what's happening in industry. So right now, a lot of students are choosing to study intelligence, and that is totally fine. We would never say, only 500 students can study this thread. We would never do that. Also, keep in mind that there are free elective hours embedded in each thread. So if you are really struggling and you have a top three, keep in mind that there will be free elective hours embedded within the curriculum. And so as space and course registration allows, you can register for courses in other threads. The reason why we ask you to elect your threads is because you will get priority among registration to register for those thread specific classes. So we need to know who needs the class to graduate and then who is just taking the course for an elective, but that is available to you, okay? All right, now let's take a look at the different threads. So starting with theory. So theory is a subset of computer science that focuses on more mathematical topics in computing, and it deals with how efficiently problems can be solved on a model of computation using an algorithm. On the screen, you see examples of theory topics. They include algorithms, data structures, computational complexity, even down to computational biology. What I love about the theory thread is that we also have many student clubs that take what you're learning in your courses and allow students free range to delve into those topics more. Here's intelligence, and it is based completely around the idea that computing models intelligence. So this thread is associated with the study of cognitive processes, such as those possessed by humans or animals, and figuring out how we can model that and imitate that in computers. So this thread is going to prepare students for fields of AI, machine learning, and cognitive science. When you take courses, when you elect intelligence as your thread, you actually end up taking required psychology courses because you definitely need to know the psychology behind the learning process and again, how we can model that in computers. The third thread we offer is information internet works or info internet works. This is all about how we capture, represent, organize, transform, manage, and present information, not only quickly and efficiently, but securely. So prior to the offering of cybersecurity as a thread, most students would definitely choose info internet works if they had an interest in cybersecurity. But now we are able to differentiate those two and offer two different options, okay? So in info internet works, you're looking at how to select and design scalable and secure info management solutions. And also, it's going to give you a familiarity with programming languages like Java, C++, and C. Here's our fourth offering, Systems and Architecture. And so this is commonly referred to as SysArc, okay? And this is all about the operating systems and languages. So it's going to teach you about the organization of a computer and how we combine hardware and software to program. It also focuses on the way that computer systems are designed and implemented. The people thread is all about how people or users are going to interact with computing. This thread is going to prepare you to understand the theoretical and computational foundations in designing, building, and evaluating systems. And ultimately, you are treating humans as the central component. So if you have any interest in UI or UX design and implementation, this might be a great thread for you. Here's the devices thread. And so once you have software built, how do you embed computers into different objects that interact with the world? So how do you take a watch and make it a smartwatch? How do you make sure that that watch can perform in high altitudes or underwater? So these students are going to take and assess devices that operate under different physical limitations like size, power, and bandwidth. Here's the media thread. And so media is all about how we take computers to create animation, pictures, and audiovisual components. Students with this thread look at 3D models and learn how to implement test environments that humans interact with. This thread also teaches students how to design and implement architectures, controlling the interface between hardware and software in media devices. Here's modeling and simulation, and popularly you will hear this referred to as ModSim, okay? So ModSim is all about predicting the future. Students who choose ModSim as their threads end up taking courses in physics, biology, because as I mentioned earlier, we value a multidisciplinary approach and that cross collaboration amongst units and different majors is very important here. So you'll end up taking courses in engineering and physics and biology and take those applications, bring them to computer science to learn how we can substitute for physical experimentation and how we can use computers to calculate and predict the results of physical phenomena. And here is our latest thread, cybersecurity. So joining us in the fall, as you all will be, cybersecurity will be available to you to elect as a thread option. So previously there were 28 possible degree combinations, and now there are 36. And we see evidence for needing this. And so one thing that you can be proud about is that the College of Computing is always talking to our alumni and learning about what feedback they have for us. And so the need for this was garnered out of feedback from alumni who said, you don't have a dedicated track to become a cybersecurity professional. Well, now we do. As you can see, there are over 600,000 cybersecurity job openings. And for example, 83% of corporate boards recommend increasing organizations' IT security headcount. Cybersecurity is on the rise, and you all have heard of different groups taking over governmental systems, for example, and holding them for ransom. So we definitely need to prepare more professionals to enter the workforce. Here's a fun fact that may seem odd, but it is actually true. Georgia Tech is the only college that has a school dedicated to cybersecurity. If you think back to that third slide I showed you, we have a School of Cybersecurity and Privacy, and we are the only college in the nation to offer that. So that doesn't mean you could have gone somewhere else and majored in cybersecurity or specialized in it, but no other institute has a dedicated school embedded within their college with dedicated faculty member and research labs devoted to advancing that research. So that's another thing that you are joining us with and available to you. All right, so those threads that I shared with you are all about computer science, but some of you will be joining us as computational media majors. Here's how that works. So, computational media students are able to choose media, intelligence, or people as one of their threads, and then they are able to choose from the other four on the bottom as their secondary thread. Okay. And I shouldn't say secondary because they both have equal weight, but just as their second thread. So allow me to make that correction. There's interaction design and experimental media. There's game studies. There is film and media studies. And lastly, there's music technology. Now, music technology has that asterisk there because it actually requires an audition and submission of a portfolio. If you're looking at music technology, just know that you do need to know how to create and read and perform music. That is a requirement. But beyond that, that is an option to you. You see film and media studies, and you may be saying, I didn't know Georgia Tech has a film school. We don't, but in the spirit of cross collaboration, we partner with other local colleges and universities to allow you to take courses in their film schools to round out your education as far as that is concerned. Let's look at game studies, and I have a really great example here. So, most recently, we had a group of students, a group of graduating seniors who had the game studies thread, and they actually partnered with Georgia Tech HR to look at ways to gamify the onboarding process for new employees at Georgia Tech. So, of course, game studies, you think of video games and probably components of AR and VR, but that's a great example of how we are um, looking at game studies and applying it to forms of gaming beyond entertainment. So, how can we make it more interactive? How can we make sure that our new employees actually retain the information that we want them to learn? Maybe if we gamify that experience, they'll be more engaged and take away more from it. So, that's just an example of some of the work that's being done in that thread. Here's just a breakdown of the thread distribution from our fall 23 graduates. So we don't have the spring information just yet. But as you can see, intelligence was the number one thread that was chosen. Um, Based on the graph, you can probably surmise that info, internetworks, and intelligence was the most popular combination. But we are definitely going to see this distribution change just based off the sheer fact that we're adding a ninth thread. So this is always interesting to track and see how threat selections are mirroring or not the popular topics in media and in the industry. Okay, so that's all about our curriculum and what happens in the classroom. Now I want to take you through some ways to actually enhance your degree. Starting by looking at internships and co-ops. I want you to know off the top that these are not required to graduate from our college. Okay, these are optional experiences, but they are popular learning opportunities that our students engage in. Internships are going to be single semester opportunities that can be in the fall, summer, or spring. Um, Regardless, keep in mind you are in the driver's seat of applying for and qualifying for these opportunities. But should you land one, you can earn course credit while you are engaged in that. So that is something you will work with your advisor with. And then co-ops are opportunities as well. So co-ops are going to be rotational experiences where a student alternates semesters of school and work. So you are working full time and then coming back and being a student full time. Um, Co-ops tend to be popular in computer science because, for example, if you are interested in studying cybersecurity, a company may not be totally on board with you coming to, or you working with them for 10 hours a week, only being in the office 1 day a week, right? They may want to grant you certain clearances to access information, and they may be more trusting if you are a co-op student, right? They know that you're working full time, they know to expect you on a regular basis. And so you can actually gain more trust and responsibility by engaging in a co-op. So that's just another way to frame the experiences. Ultimately, you'll have to decide what's best for you. Co-ops, just due to the amount of time and work time that you accumulate, are set up to be optional 5-year programs. Of course, you all will come in with a variety of varying credits, and so that is very individual. I cannot speak with a wide I can't paint with a wide brush as it relates to what that could look like for you, but just keep that in mind and know that that's an opportunity to you as well. Ultimately, internships and co-ops are your opportunity to link what you've learned in the classroom and the workplace and actually walk away with a tangible experience that you can speak towards. We have a dedicated career services team in the College of Computing. And so we have our own career advisor. So you won't need to go to all campus career services. You'll come here to our college career advisors for any of the assistance that you may need with the topics you see on the screen. Our team can help with career exploration, resume reviews and workshop help, technical interview prep, job search and offer negotiations, and networking. So that picture you see on the screen is from our fall career fair that happened last September. There were 130 companies at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So that turf you see is a professional football field chock full of recruiters ready to talk to our students. So these are one of a kind opportunities to engage with recruiters, have some face to face conversations with them, and try to land your next either full time job or internship. We also offer a spring career fair. Spring career fair is a little bit smaller just due to the recruiting cycle. By the spring, many companies are engaging in technical interviews or second and third round interviews. Spring is a popular time for students to land internships and co-ops. However, full-time positions are being recruited for there as well. So definitely be on the lookout to check this out. Even if you are not as qualified as you wish you could be, we want you to go to the career fair and just get used to the environment, right? Just get immersed in it so that you can come back in the following year more primed to tackle it. Another thing that happens here is day in the lobby. So when you get to campus and see us in the College of Computing building, it is not uncommon during the fall and spring semesters to see any of the 50 companies you see on the screen set up with a table ready to talk to students. So at their table, they are recruiting for internships, co-ops, and full-time positions. They may be doing resume reviews. So what a great opportunity to have a recruiter from Capital One look at your resume and give you some tips. They could also give you insight on what they'll be hiring for in the next couple of years. And so a really interesting way to leverage that information is to take what you learn and tailor your course selection based on what these companies may be looking for if it's a company that you may be interested working for. The range of companies is very vast. And so you see big tech, you see startups, you see fintech companies, um, you see research labs. So there's a really great sample here. These are not the only companies that we work with, of course, but these companies have identified themselves as having a vested interest in Georgia Tech talent and wanting to have unique opportunities to engage with them in one-on-one experiences. So keep this in mind and be on the lookout for many of the partner events that we hold with these companies and these partners. I have this slide included just to let you know where this summer, where we have sent our interns, we sent out a survey just to see what were the top 10 companies that our students were engaging in internship experiences with. So there's like Chick-fil-A and Home Depot. These are locally based in the Atlanta area. They have internship programs. But we also sent students to Netflix out in California and Amazon out in Seattle to gain experiences with. As a student in our college, we also want you to consider the range of opportunities available to you. I just showed you some pretty big ticket names, and your eyes might have gotten big, and you probably got excited and said, I've always wanted to work for that company. But have you ever heard of Skillstorm or Pega or Cyphertech Solutions? These might be some smaller companies, but keep your eyes and minds open because there are some unique opportunities available to you when you consider smaller companies. So you may have the opportunity to work on meaningful projects and see the direct impact of your work. With smaller companies, there are fewer employees, and your ideas and your initiative and your creativity may be valued more. You may experience an increase in more meaningful relationships. You may be able to work directly with managers and directors, and these strong connections can lead to valuable personal recommendations for future employment. Also, with smaller companies, they could provide you with a broader experience. So you may get to work on a variety of projects and engage with different departments. As it relates to AI and the increase in AI, a major concern among students is the job shedding that has happened among some companies. So we've heard about major layoffs happening at Microsoft and at Google. And so, even though AI continues to advance and automate many traditional programming and tech roles, computer science students should be considering careers in other sectors of industry like healthcare, energy, and finance. And so, we are seeing students exploring fields where human creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving skills are irreplaceable, right? AI cannot replace those things. And so, by branching out into those diverse sectors, students are more qualified to pursue some of these titles you see on the screen. So, there's cloud solution architect, network engineer, quants analyst, research scientist. These are just examples of careers that COC graduates pursue. There's game developer and robotics engineer. So these are just a few examples of the computing areas that Georgia Tech College of Computing students hold. The diverse and comprehensive programs at the college prepare students for a wide array of roles in the tech industry and beyond. So keep in mind that the job market and technology trends are always evolving, so new and specialized roles may emerge over time. So, in the spirit of talking about what can happen after you graduate, let's look at some statistics as it relates to life after tech. So, for computer science, we have a 90% offer rate, meaning 90% of our students upon graduation have a full time offer on the table. The median salary for computer science is $113,000, and the highest salary we saw was $170,000. As it relates to the CM degree, 81, almost 82% of students had an offer rate. The median salary was $77,000, and the highest salary offered was $121,000. Now, I told you that a um, internship or co-op is not required to graduate, but here is what is required to graduate. Every student has to engage in a junior design capstone option. And so there are four different options for that you see on the screen. And what you will see that they all have in common is that you're going to work on a team and deliver a project and walk away with a tangible experience that you can speak towards. So this is already embedded into your degree. And so there's the project class option, the VIP option, the startup create X option, and the research option. So students, no matter again what they're interested in, just like the threads, you could find a junior design capstone option that speaks to you and engage in that. You'll hear more about this when you join us, but I wanted to let you know that this is part of your degree program. There is no mixing and matching, excuse me, of the junior design. You choose one and see that through to completion, and you have to earn a grade of C or higher to earn the degree. Undergraduate research is also available to you when you join us. And so we actually have a special unit within our college called UROC. It stands for Undergraduate Research Opportunities in Computing. And they will pair you with an advisor who will learn about your interest and help pair you and give you leads on professors doing related research. Just like internships and co-ops, you are in the driver's seat of this. You will have to make contact with the research professor and meet with them or follow their requirements to actually join the team. But there is support here to help you navigate that if that's something you want to take part in. We have our own in-house counselor who helps with the different services that you see on the screen. We also have teaching assistants. So the School of Computing Instruction hires over 400 undergraduate TAs who assist in all levels of the courses. So that's the 1,000 up until the 4,000 level courses. Actually, the second floor of one of our buildings is a dedicated TA space where it is open and comfortable for you to pop in and meet with one of your teaching assistants. You may also engage with your TA in recitation. So for the larger computer science courses with over 200 students, there will be a set aside time each week to meet in a smaller setting with your TA and ask questions and get help. Also, pet therapy is popular. So 3 times a semester, we host pet therapy where we bring pets to campus to help you de-stress and just connect and have some balance in your life. Now you are looking at our 25 plus student organizations that exist. So I mentioned earlier that you will see courses that we offer. You will see student organizations that are dedicated to those topics. For example, quantum computing and big data. We have a lot of students come to us who might have been a part of robotics in high school and want to continue with that. Maybe you consider joining Robo Jackets and they compete internationally and win big when they compete. We know that since computer science or computational media will be your major, you may not necessarily want to have extracurriculars related to that. There are hundreds of other campus wide uh, clubs and intramural sports, for example, that you could engage in. But overall, student organizations and clubs are a way for you to find community, find leadership, maybe gain some mentorship within those clubs. So that is why we mention it and encourage you to join. Now you're looking at the 7 different international study programs that are offered within our college. So there are many available to you. There are study abroad and exchange programs. And the ones that you see on the screen are well suited for computing undergraduate students. So they are designed specifically for computer science and computational media majors and typically offer the courses that you need regularly as a part of their full course offerings. So we have students right now in Barcelona, Berlin, China, and Oxford, engaging in those study abroad opportunities. So we have study abroad advisors who will help you apply and will work in tandem with your academic advisor to plan this out if this is something that you want to take part in. A really cool thing about study abroad is that when you are engaged in study abroad, you pay in-state tuition. So that is done to help make it more accessible and affordable to any student that wants to take part. All right, so we are nearing the end of our presentation. Here are some ways to stay connected. Make sure you subscribe to the compiler. This is the College of Computing newsletter. It goes out on a weekly basis and keeps you up to date with the things that your fellow students are doing, the student organizations, the faculty, the staff here. It's a great way to stay connected and get ideas for things that you may want to join or be a part of. Also, the handle for both of our Instagram and Twitter feeds is at GT Computing. It's a great way to just incorporate this into your daily scroll and stay in the know about things that are happening at our college. And here are some summer 2024 updates. We just announced a new dean. His name is Vivek Sakar, and he has already started. He started July 1st. So we have new leadership here, and we are excited to follow in his vision for our college. In the next 2 years, we expect to have a third degree option. that is right now being called the Math plus CS degree combination. It is in development. That is all we know at this point. So it is important that we let you know that it's coming, but it is still in development. So we don't have anything hammered down. But this is for the students that really see themselves having a future working in fintech with large hedge funds and large scale modeling. So we are trying to stay relevant and responsive to student need, and that is why that is being developed. This picture just shows you all of the things that happen around campus. I know I talked a lot, but this is evidence of the things that happen. I went around and took pictures of flyers around our building because I really wanted to show you uh, the College of Computing in action. So there are fun things like human versus zombies, and then there's things related to your future career. As you can see, JP Morgan Chase was on campus talking about 2025 undergraduate opportunities in fintech. So there's a large range for you to get connected and just elevate and enhance your time when you're with us. All right, so that is where we're going to end our presentation today. I did not mention, but there are two specific transfer advisors within our academic advising unit. Ishmela and Ashley are available to help you plan out your path and support you during that time. Make sure you get to know your advisor. You don't have to guess, you don't have to wonder or worry. You can always set up an appointment with them to get assistance. Be on the lookout in the fall for some special programming we have to welcome you to the campus. There will be a special lunch hosted where you can connect with each other and also connect with other staff and faculty members around our college. So we definitely are excited to welcome you to the College of Computing and Georgia Tech as a whole. We know that you are going to take advantage of all of these great opportunities and help elevate our student population. So that is everything for today. I want to thank you for joining us. And if should you have any more questions, you can email prospective student at cc.gotech. Now keep in mind you are no longer a prospective student, but we can help route you to the appropriate person to help get some answers for you. Okay. So thank you for taking the time. It's been a pleasure, and we will see you soon.